presidents on stage, be in the know that we're going live right now. We are live. We are live, ladies and gentlemen, live. Who say presidents can dance? Good day, Zambia. Good day, Zambia. Some more moves. President, some more moves. I'm not impressed yet. Well, welcome to it. Better than me, and I'm not moving. All right. DJ. Welcome to the for the safety of our children, for the safety of everyone present here as well. We do this virtually. Can I hear some noise? On So make some noise as well. Now, with that said, Southern Province, we are coming to you live, and we want to send our love, and we also want to see your love. Love in the comment section as well, because province and those joining us from the diaspora or other parts of the country, put those love emojis in the comment section. Now, family, please, I'll have you sit down. The president and president. As Zambians, right? And in that spirit, I want us to pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways. Then I will hear them, I will heal them. Word of prayer. Please make welcome for him.
Let us pray. To all nations belong, and before whom all nations are but as a drop belong to you. And so as we gather hooliganism and provocation, ensuring safety at all polling stations and communities. Oh God, we pray before you against tribalism, is completely dismantled by the Spirit of Christ and the Spirit of love. We pray, O God, for electoral observers and officials to act with absolute God, we pray before you for voter wisdom. We ask your Holy Spirit uncompromised for the truth. And so before you, our eternal God, in whom we live and have our being, we pray that you will uphold your nation, Zambia, to remain a beacon of peace, of justice, and prosperity for all your children. We ask all this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
And in the spirit of one Zambia, one nation, I request that may we all be upstanding for the singing of the national anthem. Even those watching us virtually, we know you love your country. We know you love Zambia. So may we be upstanding for the singing of the national anthem. The national anthem. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, one other thing other than our national anthem, being that virtual love. And when the song starts, be a mate. Namakebi, I really want to see you, Ibida. want to see for starters, I want to bring to the stage Innocent Matiola, UPND Veterans Coordinator and Chairperson of Jundu Foundation. Let's make some noise for him as he comes to the stage.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Southern Province, your hands up. Southern. Chirundu, Siavonga, Mamba, Mapatizia, Namwala, Gwemba. Up. Amustamba. But paid for. Nobana musanza obuyo tabuli bwenzu olonisamineka sotaga. I think mulindi bwenda mulindi wambati ndimenda covering my elections amu 2006 ba president agende kubeta kuti basorere enkamu ya UPND iba ali mujinga ejo agatigabo kulindime muyonto wangu Evans Matiola amonto garawagwe nina ntwali kwenda yisi Jones mbo ndamwambira mause. I'll tell you the sad part of that truth. Mugamba bobuzo bwasuno jindetera bumba. It makes me very sad. Igamba kuti bantu sure ibaga yarwa iguli bamaga into bama mama ba president ba Mundubile alimu ababatobera bizuru ankamu yabo yonse sure gaba yagwe nama moving like wild animals. This is not the UPND government we voted for. Nobana musansa jetera nsoni igwamba tuzo bwasuno mbewoneka nana ndinye suno nobamwe balamba kuti no kai wareje nabo talya munkamu ya UPND is the UPND as a party, which is our brainchild, because from his formation I was there. Chatwetera insoni iwamba kuti muchindi ya kuti bulelo twete kutangala alimwe twete kuliba mabaga onse aba Facebook, WhatsApp onse twaliwanda ati bantu balibe. We wanted freedom of expression in all aspects. Social media, as we all know, nyonse muli kuti ni watali Facebook chindejo jari ukataya kwamba kuti tukani tube agwamba ita bantu banamalea insoni. Hey, here is the most embarrassing. Ndiswenya skwebo ourselves as the UPND government have now stifled the media space. Freedom of speech is no longer freedom of speech. Even abantu bayinke gogu kugahigwa. Bayinke gogu nkumwa. Bamasoja abused. Bagapora abused. Imuhobo mwe muna Zambia. We are all one Zambia nation. In practice, Zambia is for a few individuals. Mevolwangu Matiola. Adimu avanjivesu. No murimu UPN dino benzuma. Imga jala. Mendaliava. Bulibavo. Ibataendi kutundurura muntu nyina. I have chosen with a clear conscience. And I refuse to be among those that are waging this terror on fellow Zambians. This country, if you're not careful, will search in jelly. We'll search it on the flames. It's not right. Jiratondwa. Iguti tonse shuwa ndo bana musanza. Ba president bagende bakampena konse. 4 rallies in a day. Henata mulivu hii, do you ask yourselves, iguti why do these two have no such privileges? For once, do we sit and ask ourselves, this injustice is unacceptable. Ndobana musanza ndamutambula ndi tabe nzuma ibali mu UPND those who from the time we took over power have been the actual blueprint of opportunity deprivation, poverty. I want to tell you ndobana musanza kwamba kuti income ya UPND ibulera kwa UPND Tibwa Gwahya, Iba Tuba Belegerankam. Many people who fought for this party to be in power for 23 years, including myself, who wrote articles of advice to the president. Amojitejeji, do this, do this. Do you know what we end ourselves? Mulinjitwa tebula, hatred. He's too cheek to write. Like I'm a stranger in UPN. But President Nava Ambiraguti, I told the president, Iguti mutanta muge unkamu ya UPND, vama members magirasus babo. Ibu zombo ya wanda hot, Yogushupa. Muhibe kwamba kuti confusion iri mu adoption mu UPND, it is a making of the president himself. Kama kuti bali kwenda bantu basale abo ndizo eleji mu PF in all the successful governments. I'm telling you with certainty, the most poverty-stricken members in this comparison are the UPND members. I'm telling you with all the authenticity. Nobana Mosanza muli hi, nobana Gwembe muli hi, nobana Namwara muli hi, nobana Pemba nkwezwa. Kuina road is waji segese, kwa kujompa, kwa anchomba, kwa kujembo. This is the same thing everywhere. Imevone sala kwa ambago tindijite ndive a part of nkamu ya Mundubile amake bizuru. I have not died on the basis of poverty or hunger. Njago timwandivo na mbonega voto. Netari kukuta ndiza neri uso. UPND is a party I helped sponsor for so many years. Olobagu vushivali munkamu ya UPND va evera or no. Bali that was our sponsor. But when we took over power, the operation was to make sure whoever had anything are rendered poor by the own leadership. Mugumutambala kumusanga noyo ndasala mumuni oromu Bible light is espoused henenga walisi salambe na mumuni under the carpet tachizumi kwa mboti nga light walisi sa kunza carpet Honorable Mundubile and Honorable Makebizulu presidents have decided not to hide the light and bring it on top and let it shine. I want this light, this conviction to to tibamba kwa tivamba kwamba kuti nyobono be mupimu ina mitwe imutwe oli muli president mevo tembo baya kwamba ape baya kwenda bobiro mbuti mbamanga iwita ndiyo kwamba tatubekera ntomwe olo chino chindi ndalanga ndabona mudala Copland ndabona iba mbuya bango basakwiba ndabona munene bajifumu banda ndabona nkumenko ba majenku alimba munene bajizyuka abamwe barombwa nama murali wendamwe as a Zambian I assess, analyze and check. My conviction ikuzundwa kwangu kwakuti ibana ipkamu ya upendi benzuma bonse the whole country, businessmen, private sector, noma farmers mwate kwa mukalime mwalima wako twamba harvest imulo biyo kubikamulo to fix the price wa mapopwe. No, the moisture content is very high. Since when ndilili imulo wa mapopwe ni wabi kwa in comparison agwera nyama a moisture Noma farmers nyonse ma businessmen nyonse imwa mpindu imwa nyangwa business abantu bali mu kwedozo power ejijindi. This is your last chance to be able to reset, start afresh with a young leadership which is able to respect you and not discriminate you.
Who are from the southern province to have the honor of addressing everyone watching us virtually in the southern province. Allow me to make welcome to Honorable Robi Chizyuka, who is former MP Namwala. Let's make some noise. Honorable, you have 2 minutes to the people in the Southern Province.
Ndapabulemu kuli ba President Ubankamu ba Brian Mundubile. Ndapabulemu kuli ba Vice President ba Makebi Zulu. Ndapewa 3 minutes. Actually, I wear 2 jackets. Then I wear 2 jackets. One is the jacket, the political jacket. The other one is the activist jacket. So I don't know which jacket I should wear for the sake of this engagement. I'm moving up from 3 to 6 to 9. I'll take 9, please. Thank you. As you have heard, my name is Honorable Major Robbie Chijuka. I will speak in Ila as well as in English, but I'll try to speak as quickly as possible because of the question of time. I am so happy today to see 2 very honorable gentlemen with whom we were in Parliament. Honorable Chifumu Banda, Honorable Sakwiba Scotta. That was the Zambian Parliament when we stood up. That was a parliament. You just have to go back to the answers to understand what it was. I am the national chairman of the Indigenous People's Rights. A possible corporation to take over the Kafuye flats. Uko namlonga. They moved after they failed the court process. They came to Namwala. Mwanagwechi Hyuka, come and help us in Mazabuka. What will Wamuntu? Balanda Kuli. My organization and I went to Mazabuka. That battle, unlike the one in Mbeza, took us 1 week. And we secured back the land for the people of Mazabuka. Who are these people who look so smart? We were cattle headers. They said it was Hua. Come and help us. Only Lebanese want to take over all the abattoirs and main butcheries on the Copper Belt. And we are fighting with the council. This thing is failing to work. So the people have told us that, no, you go to where the cattle come from. And I went to the Copper Belt. We were meeting at Ganaton. That one evening, 22 MMD councillors came over during the night to give me the background of the problem that was there in Kitwe and Copper Belt. Over 3 days, I solved the problem. And the people of the Copper Belt, and so on, up to. Later on, the people of Chifulo and Kalomo, they left their MPs, 3 MPs. they decided to come to Namwala, Robi Chihuga. Because all to your way. Sichifulo issue is a very recent one. Most of you do know it. We also Mr. GBM Mwamba. Sata is here. He gave the phone to Mr. Sata. And I regretfully said, because the nature of the area, Namwala, it would not be possible to get a vote. However, Mr. Sata assured me. He said, Major, even if you don't get back to Parliament, the cause for the people of Kalomo, of Skifulo, when I'm president, I'm going to make sure that the people of Skifulo get back their land. And under PF, Bana Skifulo, they got back their land. I've mentioned this political, the activist part because my life has been about saving indigenous people, the poor people who don't know a nice shoe, the people who know ipata-pata, the people who hardly have 3 meals a day. Those people in Namwala today are under siege from the top hierarchy of UPND. And I want to urge the journalists who are here to take a journey to Namwala. There is a scramble for Africa for Wacha Hule Mwakwe. You know what Hiaji Hule Mwakwe is, Honorable Madienku? The person who wants everything to himself. Everything. He has taken over all the land which the God of heaven gave the people of Namwala so that they can head their cattle. All the lands. And I'm saying, take a trip. One man and his immediate friends have done what Kaunda could not do, have done what Chiluba could not do, has done what Mwanawasa could not do, have done what Sata could not do, have done what Edgar Lungu could not do. He has taken over the cattle grazing land for people were saying, but Major, just see there. If you want to visit our ancestors, we have got to go 5-10 kilometers to the gate in order for us to go and visit the graveyards. Do you understand? That is only what happened. That is what the white people were doing who wanted to bring that project. They made sure that their wire line was passing between the father and the son. If the grandmother wanted to see the son, they would have to travel some kilometers that side and come back and then see the kilometers. That's what they wanted to bring. For the people of Namwala today, they've got to do that, to visit their ancestors. A horde of people in the hierarchy. You know our people, we are all Zambians. Tulalya busala. Muli bwe busala, ngono bwe busala awa. They can't access busala because busala buli umawaya. During the rainy season, ichindi chahula. Badyelele bantu kwamba ati baye bakazele tubondo tuswi. They can't access that now. Tulonga toto. Nkahambo. Tulimuwaya. Kunamwala, because of the nature of the land, we have got the plains. The type of trees that grow are the mopani trees. You know, they grow straight. They are used everywhere. It's just that most of the young people, they are town people. Those of us who come from the villages, we love those trees. Those trees are cut by ordinary Zambians to build houses. Those Zambians that side cannot access those trees today. Nkahambo hii alimuwaya. Thank you. So, away from that, bearing in mind the 9 minutes, away from that, there are 3 vehicles in Namwala which are stopping independent candidates to campaign. I'm happy to see you, madam. Your colleagues are not campaigning for the past 3 weeks now. And yet they're going into an election. 3. Tinted. The occupants are young men, very fit, physically fit, and wearing, have been following those vehicles wherever the independent candidates are operating. After 1 week of being in Namwala, they decided to pounce. They ambushed the and if the independent candidate was there, he was going to be killed, and that was for sure. I made a video. I went specifically. I made a video, and I asked the people from the communication to show that video. Now, that is for the independent. An entire president of a political party which is supposed to provide alternative government after 13th August, cannot reach a province of 1.18 million people. He can't go to Southern Province. He can't canvass for support for 1.8 million, and yet in 2 to 3 days, Brian Mundubile, Makebi Zulu, cannot today physically access 1.9 somewhere. So, Electoral Commission of Zambia, tell me, where is the fairness? How shall we regard the outcome of this election where a prominent candidate is denied access to 1.1 million voters? My father was Edward Liso Mungoni. He was my father's brother. You find his signature there. Western, northwestern, southern, and parts of central would have seceded from the rest of the country if it wasn't for the activism of my father, Edward Liso Mungoni, who was vice president of the African National Congress. It was a long meeting. President Kaunda wanted to come personally. Chona Mainza said, no. It will fail. Let me go to Liso. Mr. Chona Mainza arrived at 9 o'clock. The meeting was ending at 02. After that, Choma declaration was going to be signed the following day. My father fought for the unity of the Republic of Zambia, for peace, for unity, for stability. He did not fight for denial of rights by one political party to visit an entire province. I am on this platform. I have got to use decent words. It is not right. In ila tulamba, checho nchabuchinda. Mwamuka shamwe inoko ataya ka campaign umwe muku campaign anuveni mwamana mukali amba ati mwawina 1.8 million. The people must now be accessed by this means. How many people have smartphones in the rural area to see what we are doing today, to hear what we are saying today? How many have? It's here in town where everyone has a smartphone. Out there, they even prefer the smaller ones because they have a better receptivity in terms of. So, I am my 9 minutes is gone. I've got to end here. I have just too much to tell the people of South Province. Ndabashimwina muchila nuba Southern Province, ukuba shimwina kwa ambati nuba sahima. Uta yuringu hulwe. Nuba namwala, nube tehi. Nuba kumumbwa. Nuba bwengwa, nuba na chongo, nuba na mwana kuchingwala, kuchiteba, kuba na kaila, ukwa kabanje, uko na mulonga, kuba na shiyo muntu. Ndia kumushimina kwamba, tuinentu achi iba kuhota. Ipe indi mukweto mazavuka ndipe ili amuleri. Ipe indi akwete gari nkombo ndipe ili amuleri. Uta yuri nguhulwe. Atuende kwa Mundubile. Atukazuse. Mutachelwa. Tukaleka botu. Ambweni tulalomba kwa Mundubile. Kwamba Mundubile ayo. Ambweni tulalomba kwa Mundubile. Mundubile usatubapushi. Tulalomba bwani. Tuukuza kamanda limu mbona mtu akahalomba katulengaleza. Ambweni tulakalomba kwa tuzele enswi milonga yakaloba umwaya. Ukwa Mundubile kwalo. Ukwa Mundubile nuba namusanza nkwi mushimwi na kwamba namwize. Ukwa Mundubile. Ndimenda kamu una nuba kalomo nuba nasi chifulo. Ndimome. Ndimenda kamu una nuba mazavuka. Uko na mulonga. Kuchiteba. Kuba na kaila. Kuba na shiyo muntu. Kuba na munenga. Ndimome. Ndamwambila atuye kwa Mundubile. Umebumi bwangu kusebeza ubabemba ubangoni inde anjila mu parliament uwa kampa mugwago achoma na mwala at 167 billion ngumwana wasa urupia banda uwa kuchipata. Lwapula ushibo tushonse no inyomwe namulibuye twalelwa wesa ino kwa na miaka 85 ina ukwa na miaka 85 ya mutabe yakwa ta miaka 85 amuweku wakuchoma kuya kushika kunamwala 167 kilometers. Chi bamubikila ba UPND for 5 years, which you can point at the finger kwa machije juntu chiboto. Uta yuri nguni ngukulwe. Ndalumba nobasahima ubamwe babandike kaindika cheya usetuli yikubandika Honorable Brian Mundubile, it's just unfortunate that you did not come to Namwala, sir. We had prepared a reception, a mother of all receptions for you. Unfortunately, you can't come. It is so sad. So very sad. Even as that today, others are hoping, last minute, Sata chikoye kana shonto bulio. Sata bakonya kuya na indeke kwamba ati beze bakashike bulyo indeke bulyo tumbone Mundubile. Unfortunately, the circumstances cannot allow us. However, may I end here to say thanks very much for the opportunity. I think that Brian Mundubile is a Zambian, is he not? Makebi Zulu is a Zambian, is he not? Because they are Zambians, are they not entitled to participate in the political process of their country? Sata bele lwa president balele lwa amuye kumbele bulyo Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu. Thanks very much, sir. Thank you.
Show me the blue hearts in the comment section. Show me those blue hearts in the comment section. So, I have a special announcement. We have already hit over 50,000 combined views of people watching us live via the BM8 page and several other pages. So I have a task for people watching at home, and it's a very simple task for me. Very simple task. For everyone watching, please, may you do the simple thing of indicating where you're watching from. In the comment section, just comment which part of Southern Province you are watching from. So over the next 30 seconds, make those comments as I introduce the next speaker, who is member of the Central Committee from Southern Province, Mr. Kebimbewe. So Southern Province, as we welcome him, keep those comments coming, showing us where you're watching from. Mr. Kebimbewe, please, a few words from you.
Twarumba maningi kaime ndi mini na musanza kamboga kuti onse mugo wangu uri kumusanza chambiriha kuti hensweke deba president ngwani Zambia one nation amuleke ndipe kurumba kuri ba incoming president and incoming running mate ba Brian Mundubile abali musurawo Makebi Zulu twarumba iba ambaula mune nangu madienkugu oyengu Aisha tuzwa munzo mwegu kudindi kwasi anku tonse no turi wao tatuswege depe iba ambaula tabasalauli bambawula masimpe igwamba kuti nokuba kuti ba Brian Mundubile awamake bizuru tabalyata ku Southern Province batondeha iruyando suno igwamba kuti nokuba kuti nobana musanza heriata pesindirandinwe imunta tamujengi gwamba kuti ba Brian Mundubile awamake bizuru bagaga kuya ku Southern Province toba mitwari go for 4 days katubalindira kuti babone jaga gakamboka kuti twalanga kuti bumi bwabo busorore tubugwabirire noba na Southern Province bana bagwesu aba basorori bali kunzere yangu gabatana bambulimbo babede basangula kuba bazambieni bonya bonse mbulimbo tubede abobo variyandihiye maningi igwamba kuti akwala ku Southern Province mugaba pema vote ataredi ku 70% amugaba vote le bantaba mugaba kuba labire ba president igulabira jamba testing. I am asking the people of Southern Province, give Brian Mundubile and Makevi, give them a chance. There is nothing wrong to give somebody a chance. Bagamulabire, the way you gave President HH, you gave him a chance and you tested. Even these two, they want you to test them. If they are bitter, Mugaba spit them. But today you have not tested them. You have no reasons why you should reject them. And I want to sincerely apologize on their behalf. I know the people of Livingstone, the people of Kalomo, the people of Choma, the people of Pemba, the people of Monza, the people of Mazabuka, the people of Mamba, and all in Southern Province, they were looking forward to see the two leaders. I came late because I'm from Southern Province. I could not leave because they said, you can't go until Brian Mundubile and Makebi come here. Even when I was coming walking in shame. But now I'm happy, President, that you've decided to address the people of Southern Province in this manner. And I know where they are, President. Iwambaguti, Iban Tuwakomana, Iwambaguti, Mwamba Urambabo. I am a politics. This is not the end of the world. Politics will come, politics will go. Leaders will come, leaders will go. They have also decided to join other 8 provinces, 9 provinces. They are saying we are all on board. People should not cheat you. President Brian Mundubile Southern Province. Southern Province won't remain as long as the two leaders, we give them an opportunity. These two presidents, they will go and actualize development in Southern Province. And if you have observed, jari gwamba ura munene, igwamba guti, igusala ura president leadership. They have a point to prove, to show that they are not leaders for 9-7 provinces, but they are coming to rule. Igwe hoendelea ima province onse ari 10. Igubikiriha a southern province. And this is why, President, I'm insisting and apologizing and telling the people of southern province to say, for you not stepping there, it does not mean Tamubayandiban to pay. President Mundubile, he is offering himself because he has a privilege as a Zambian to lead this country. And we want every citizen to understand Gwambaguti, Ibu Solori, Tuyogweza, Humbwa Mamireza, Nkwasala, Ogo Nkwasala, mu 2021, Imwamireza, Wasala Bahaga Inde, Bagalela, Twagarumba. Mu 2026, Imwamireza, Watondegari Brian Mundubile. Who are we to say no, no Banabawesu, when time has come for Brian Mundubile to rule this country? Who are we? Who are we? Who are we? Ndiswani. So, our president, ndalumba, igapati wamba guti, mwapanga virtual iradi, it is specifically for the people of Southern Province. I want you to know, to say, virtually, njabana musanza. Agwamba ura chotwamba ura jihobo, ijina musanza. Kambo tuanda guti, abalo baransi, abari gule, abatago sunu, ibatiga hwe junza, baga ibegwamba guti, taba abola babrani, awa makebi, pesi, twagamba ura ambabo. But President, since you do not have an opportunity to go to Southern Province, on behalf of the people of Southern Province, Ndalomba, it would immediately, after inauguration, please, Southern Province should be your first town. Southern Province, before you form any cabinet, sir, go to Southern people, to the people of Southern Province, and visit them freely. This is my earnest request that I'm making on behalf of the people of Southern Province. And thank you very much. Kutimandipa jindi, isha gwambaula, abana bagwesu, bagu Southern Province. And I want to ask, from the bottom of my heart, Igwambauti, politics should not divide us. I'm begging all of you, because I know before we started politics started in the Bible. There is nothing new we are doing. That let's remain all the 10 provinces. Our children remembers who we are. The Zambian people should not think that politics is a dirty thing. Let the people believe that politics is governance. President Mundubile and your team, I thank you that you have maintained your lane. You have avoided conflicts because you know that these elections have nothing to do with you. These elections, President, has something to do with the will of the Zambian people. There is no need of attacking any of these. Attack the Zambian people. Not you are going to vote. Gatuya to vote, knowing that we are doing it for our own children. It's not for us, but it's for the people who are our children now, today. But President, I know my minutes are done. Thank you very much for this thing that you've done. God bless you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep those blue hearts coming in the comment section. Keep those blue hearts coming in the comment section. I made a request before our previous speaker, member of the Central Committee, Southern Province, Mr. Kebimbewe, that everyone should indicate where they are watching us from. And the response has been overwhelming. Keep those mentions coming. Let us know where you're watching us from. Now, the other request I have is in the comment section. Let us continue to lead with love. Let us continue to discuss ideas and not really be, talking against each other, because those are the last words that Mr. Mbewe made when he spoke here on this podium. Now, the next person that I'm calling to the podium happens to have been one of the earliest politicians to have seen Zambia from 1991 cabinet of Frederick Chiluba. And with that said, allow me to make welcome to Honorable Madyankuku, former minister in the 1991 cabinet of Frederick Chiluba. Make some welcome, please.
One Zambia no jundu. Zambia omwe ijisi jomwe. Ndapabulemu kuliva President Mundubile nkambo kwajala mazuwa bio mashonto magutegwa baleragale aba Vice President babo bamakebizulu. Ndapabulemu kuliva abo baberegera ntomwe mukujatana mu alliance partners. Na pabulemu au wajisi mbu wamba. Zigomba kuti irwendo lwabija. Solomoni mu Bible pamaga intu bobire nibagalwani na mwana. Kambuga busongo mbwa gapegwaleza. Wakabuzya kuti sena oyu mwana tumujube. Oyu mwana tumujube tumuinda agati mumwabane umwabweze ichipanzi jomwe ejijajala yegulumbi. Ula mwana wagamba kuti pepe amumupe biyoyu mwenzuma. Wa President Brian Mundubile teba yanda kuti kutige bulowa kamboga kuyanda kuima kutegwa basalwe ijuno ja president. Wa President Mundubile ngulia muga intu ula mwana uwakamuziyala nchonzi omwana wagamba kuti pepe imwana gayabi yoku mwenzuma kutatiki bulowa kamboga juno chindiyanda kuti ndinjire obwa busongo mbupati ba President Mundubile twalumba. This is not the first time that we are going to have multi-party elections. The first multi-party elections in the Third Republic, and this is particularly why I feel duty-bound to speak, were conducted in 1991. And I was in the group of those politicians whose number is increasingly getting smaller now, who fought for the restoration of multi-party democracy in 1991. Even when Kaunda was, as I beg your pardon, perceived as such a vicious leader, and I'm very deliberate in my choice of words, I could have done more, I could have said a bit more. There is no time when President Kaunda's government inflicted any misery on the opposition to which I belonged. We defeated Kaunda in 1991, and he gracefully accepted defeat. It is not the first time in the history of politics. By the way, 2 terms is only the maximum number of terms that someone can be president. It is possible to change government even after 5 years, as it happened in Malawi. It is not an entitlement to lead for 2 terms. It's only a privilege which is decided by the Zambian people. One Zambia. Itagata ndipa. If you don't want to partake in food, when food is served on the table, you don't want to participate in the leadership of the country because leadership is voluntary, and you are left out, what reason do you have to complain that this government is segregative when you are not there to offer yourselves? Amuliave. Mazuba aya nginda siga kurusaga. Ndasola kubagombeleze bamundubile kuti babole kujoma. Lino niba ndipanduli dabu yumuyumu. Mbunda galibone na bumwigu mungu. Mbunda galibone na kuluampa. The violence that took place in Mongu and Luampa in Western Province. I was persuaded to accept his logic, to let go in order to preserve peace. Ejiji jaman iji suya Zambia, jiandika kuti iji ndimfulumende ni apangwa. Muma province ali 10 wonse. Gagu janiga bantu ibazwa kuma province aya. Muzi uno iziyandene nziba paba president. Lino kuti tetu aliaba. Chindi Jesu. Alimwi income yaba Mundubile, tirimbu income ezizimwi, izinga muntu olowai joina kumufutatira. Ndakali kubuzia mwenzuma umwi, ndakamubuzia kuti, ino kuti wakwata muga intu, poma nsigu umupasule. Lumwi mwezi wamana, yamana miezi yobile wamana mwaga muga intu umupasule. Oyo muga intu mutuma kujitanzi, sigo mwambira pe ansangu wakandambira. One Zambia. Wa President Mundubile. Mulibwane nijibabuti kuri intu jomwenchi mutazi muzibi yokuti ndime politician ta muzipe kuti ndira sonda. Mulibwane wa President muyagu State House. Ndamukumbira ba President vengeance is for the Lord. Mutaga pirusi jibigu gujibipe. Amugaba tambule ibana musanza jimwiji ndinga tulamba kuti tajirija ali guli kugongwa. There's a lot of intimidation. You have a lot of support in Southern Province relative to the situation. On Saturday, Choma had come to a standstill. Many people had closed their shops. hoping to receive you because they were expecting you to be in attendance. That I can testify because I was still in Choma that day. Iban tubalamu yanda, mugaba peji indi, ijagu mutambula. Iji indi mwagu mana kuvoterwa, mwagwinga. If the PF was the most violent party as we were made to believe, and the PF was voted out of power in 2021, has the PF suddenly resurrected into leadership as the reason why we still have so much violence? How can you explain this extent of violence? How can the integrity of the outcome of the elections be guaranteed? In what climate can we expect to find an election that is credible? Is it in an environment of violence or in an environment of free mobilizational ability for the people to mobilize and do what they want to do as individual political parties? I call upon the Electoral Commission of Zambia to withdraw the statement that they want to release the presidential elections on the 17th. There is no need to do that. Zambia has gone through many elections, presidential and parliamentary elections. And the election results have been transmitted to the National Totaling Center at all times and released accordingly. We shouldn't create a recipe for violence and civil disobedience. It is not necessary. Let the precedents, let the elections be conducted, election results be released in the usual manner which we are familiar with. Zambia is peaceful, and this peace must never be taken for granted. To leave a good legacy to the young people, our children and grandchildren, to run the elections according to the tradition, the Zambian tradition. And I'm sure they are going to heed this call. But President Mundubile, Mwagulela, we want you to give respect to the local communities by allowing the local communities to enforce their priorities on the use of the CDF. CDF, I was one of those who created the CDF in the 7th Parliament. It is an effort to decentralize. The priorities on the usage of the CDF can never come from the central government. It must be determined by the local people. Why should ambulances be bought by the central government purportedly wanting to help the communities through CDF? How can it be a coincidence that all the constituencies would want one item at that particular time? Is that not a recipe for corruption? Is that not a window for corruption? Is that not a reversal of the principle of decentralization? Atubalemege ibantu mumasena mubakala ikutegwa balisalira nchibayanda kujita amali a constituency development fund. Njeyo azina ilamba kuti ngu constituency development fund. Ni mali iyabantu muzyogo mwabo mubakala. Twayigaga inzira ya kuberesya CDF munzira ita salary munzira ya mperenge. Ndianda kumwambira kuti noba na musanza abo bagayima bu independent tagwe mulandu ngo bagajitape imulaw ulazumizya bama independent wima independent ngulya muntu pona bagasigwanze abo bantu bagayima bu independent kuti mwalanga muntu musongo ulakonzya kumuberegera amumusale ba Brian Mundubile mutakabagagi bama independent. Don't reject the independent because they will be the choice of the people. Please work with them. One Zambia, one nation. I am a vote abola tuyanda kuti agende mulumuno tuyanda kuti noba na yundu gusina zongwe ku Livingstone kugwembe kuna mwala kuiteji kumasena wonse mukakonziye kubasinsa ba president kuti ino ba president chituyanda kuti mutujitire okuno mumugiranzi kambo aswebo twakamutieni twakamupa mavoti inziba isinsirwaga gole mbo tuyanda kuti obo mugajite noba na jundu amulisangani ajisi jonse iluwo lwajincha ikutuyanda kubona luwo mbulu wajincha nkulanga imitabi y'amasamu nkoyiya imitabi y'amasamu ejino jindi itondekako kukubazu kuliba Brian Mundubile nituyanda nitutayandi. All indications are pointing to the formation of a new government. All the parameters we have examined point to the formation of a new government, which will be national in character. Chenchi jonchi mwabona kuti tubamwi twalyaba kuti tuwole kubazu ogu. Ikutekwa chisi ya Zambia, jigajatane antu omwe, tukavote gabotu. Ibuzu babwa muga inke gukuvota, gamuli gwaide. International community bama monitor nkobali baga sigagale baga pogola amuga gwagwabirire bantu niba inka gukuvota. Abo bantu ama election observer besu who are representing different political parties. Ejaja ali kujitika kumusanza mazuba amwi mu masena amwi mobali gunga jasiga jindi cha kujala mavoti bamba kuti atupange cheni. They chase all the other monitors for other political parties. This time you must be very vigilant. That should not happen. You protect your vote. You ensure that your vote is protected. Penga kutinka mweba Mundubile njiyanda mujiyanda lusumpugo lisenda ikulomba meba aba Mundubile twabaji ndija kukala twaizi aba Mundubile ndababuzya kuti sana aba Mundubile ibana musanza tamugaba pisule na bandishomezya kwamba kuti bana musanza bayoba tambula mbuli muzyali kambo abalo mbana Zambia. President Mundubile has assured me that in spite and his concerns for Southern Province and his desire to preserve the peace to avoid injuries which could happen to innocent people, in spite of what has happened, he has assured me that he's going to give attention to the Southern Province like any other part of the country. Abobo nobana musanza amuli jane mutubunga join the party structures in the Southern Province. Ikutekwa kuzwalino katwendera antomwe ndila alusho mwamba kuti influmende iyanda kuzigalwa mumazuwa byomashonto aya ajala inoli influmende iyo tulanga mumapenzi esu wonse pa President Mundubile kumusanza atu yanda kuti bulimi mgabulange. Please take very serious note of agricultural problems. Tuyanda kuti malwa zangombe mugalange. We have many problems regarding animal diseases in the Southern Province. And when we talk about animals, for us in Southern Province, an animal means a cow. We don't talk about animals like hyenas or any other animal. If we say look after animals, we are talking about looking after cows. Please take care of those things and the welfare of your people will be secured. Ndalomba iguti nobana musanza mujite nchitwa mulomba tunola antomwe iguti bamundubile bagamulube muyondiezi yakuti madyenkugu abajizyuga a innocent obyabuzwa toga mubona mwagatushomezi abambewe bagaliwo ino nkambo nziswe bumapenzi estwalangwe. I am very confident, Your Excellency, incoming President, that the people of Southern Province will heed the request we have made. I am very sure that this will be manifested in the election results that we are going to see. And we look forward to a peaceful election whose results will be announced promptly as tradition has always been. Dalumba lezamulange gabotu, mujale gabotu.
Let me see those blue hearts again. Let me see those blue hearts, ladies and gentlemen. Those blue hearts, keep them coming in the comment section. Keep those blue hearts coming in the comment section. Now, when you see experience speaking, 40 years of experience in the political circles speaking, you listen, you take heed, because he knows what he's talking about. He's seen Zambia through many elections, from the very first one when we came to multi-party politics. Now, the next speaker is also going to introduce the Vice President. Please make welcome for Dr. Chifumu Banda, Tonse Alliance, President of the Tonse Alliance, Vice President rather of the Tonse Alliance, to make welcome to the Vice President of the NRPUP. Please, let's make welcome.
One Zambia, Zambia. Yes. My task is very short, brief, and to the point. We have our leaders here with us, whom we have a duty to serve to our brothers and sisters in Southern Province. Therefore, it's my rare honor and privilege to call upon Honorable Makebi Zulu, the running mate, to come and address our brothers and sisters in Southern Province. Honorable Zulu.
Mulibuti Nova Namsanza. Muligabotu. Amebondigabotu. We must apologize that the President and I, as well as the team, have not been able to come through. And the reasons are very simple. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you do not know us for telling lies. We always tell the truth.
Nobody
Kuzwida Western Province, Kusiga Western Province. We've gone around and spoken to people there.
from Eastern Province, Northwestern Province, and every other place we've gone to speak to the people there.
And the people have accepted us everywhere.
Ibantu batutambula gonse nkutwenda.
We have no doubt that even the people of Southern Province have accepted us.
Tatuke kudoneka kwamba kuti ndobana musanzanye mwabongana ali muno muli manda nujino jinde mutwevela mumo anye mwatambula.
The problem that we found that has triggered all this started in Western Province.
Ipenzi lya pokamba tatwamba weda mujimo ija muhobo jatayira ku province ya kumbolyeso ubolozi.
When we encountered the police in Wampa, as well as at the palace of the king, we asked our gentlemen to approach the police and find out what the issue was.
Yonse ntwali munzira kuya kubulozi apatipati alwampa alimu akubona kukalaba mwami balitunga twaje nambonga abakapola wayihu munzira abobo mubulemu twagambira abantu beso kwamba oti babuhe kuti ino nchinzi ijirubide mugenda kweso.
When the gentlemen got to the police headquarters in Mongo, they were advised that the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Mr. Fred Hamamba, was around and they could approach him and speak to him.
Nibakasika go kunkambi yabakapola ya lopatipati kumumbwa bagambira oti ba commissioner bakujogo bali mu office yabo abobo nga banjira oti babandikirwa mboto.
The two gentlemen approached the commissioner, Mr. Fred Hamamba.
Iba lombwa nabo biro bakanjira kuti babone ba commissioner ba Hamamba.
And they did ask that necessary question.
Kibagabo yamibuhyo itele depe.
And they advise us. And this, I challenge President Hakainde Hichilema and Fred Hamamba himself to refute this publicly.
Mulika koka monko bagambirwa bamba kuti bayande kwa mboti jantangalala Bahamamba or ba President Hakainde bagahe jantangala ngacho banda kwa amba ono awa.
As I spoke to Mr. Fred Hamamba, Mr. Fred Hamamba received a call
Kavamba olaba Fred Hamamba mugamba kuti bajene kuti nchirubidde Hamamba wakatambula ifone call.
purportedly from the president himself.
Yali kungwambuli kuti yali kuzola president lwabo.
In the hearing of our two gentlemen that were present,
Muguswili hamubandi ngubagisa amafona obasanko bobirabo bagaye bagamba oti jweli ndi aba president nchobeni.
the president said to Mr. Fred Hamamba, it would not happen.
Hamamba bagamba oti president ejo tajikajitikira mina.
It's for that reason we conclude that we were disturbed in Kalabo and disturbed in Mongo itself.
Mugambo gago imaganze na Yesu awe yagalabo agumongu chimwabona kuti bagatogo bagapola bale kutusinkira mu maganze onse ngutwagisi no botwalizumihidwe a calendar Elia Electoral Commission of Zambia igunkako masenayo.
The police have not given any plausible reason as to why we couldn't hold roadshows or indeed rallies or indeed why they came to stop us. No statement has been issued to this day.
Mumaganze onse sungutwale kweyanya bagapola bale kutusinkira kunyina muzezo otambulika olumba higo ngoba twambira olovyo olugwa oluyakubulya kwamba kuti kambo gaga chitwabagahira kwenda ko.
And the next thing we see is the president saying that they can go to Western Province. Mr. President, you are a hypocrite.
Ichakatibancha kwamba twanga kwamba president bagamba oti ngabwenka week Western ejoyo chakupa pa bya meso.
I've said this before and I'm saying it again. You are a hypocrite, you are a pretender, you are a liar.
Ndajamba kale kwamba oti president muli vaye kupa pa meho muli vaye kuveja tamwambi masimpe.
Zambia is a democracy.
Zambia nchimo mbwevede ya kulisalira abantu vaye kuiso
of ideas.
ikulisalira kwa abantu basolera mpa musiga iwa kuyandala kuti ngununga
And we have told the people of Zambia
twambira bana Zambia kuti
they will no longer receive their fertilizers in Medas.
tabakoka kabiri kwako tambula ma fertilizer mu kupimya pimyo otu.
What is your message to them?
Ino nyobo mu rugisi mulumbenzi.
We have told the civil servant we implement the debt swap policy.
Twabambira babegeza bakomera mbati oba akuchinchana igwa kwa ma dates na akuchinchana kwa nkongole.
What is your message to them?
Mulumbenzi ngomujizo kulimba bonyobo.
We have told the Zambians that we are going to have a violent free campaign.
Twabambira banazembe kwamba tukavi campaign na kuyandira mahoti kuyenda mukurwana
What have you told your members?
Ino nyabwambira kuti bantu benu kino chindi.
Ladies and gentlemen, as though that information is not enough, we undertook that despite the intervention by the president to stop our rallies and road shows in Western Province, that we're going to go to Southern Province. The next thing we got is information, a flurry of information from people in Southern Province, in Choma, Mazabuka, Monze, and Livingstone, as to what was being conspired by the police, by the UPND, or indeed some individuals within the UPND. Nchaguti planwa jivyabye kubantu ivari munkamo na imutavi utore dankamo yaba Mundubile. We were advised that the so-called invitation by a prominent member of the UPND, as well as the president himself, were merely smoke screens for mayhem that was to erupt in Southern Province. Agwamba kuti muhwa gonse kulyamba kuti kusala kunoli kwa kuliva chamehovyo pesiji that the intention was to get violent or indeed disarm our people.
twagambira kuti ichali kuplanwa nachali kuyandirwa kwamba kuti vantu vesu vayanda kuwapirira va president Mundubile va makebizuru chakuvazwe hehe yakuli kwaviriha
To ambush us
ikuvaire kuvatangawire kuvanjirira viyowo chakuti avaonenga
and cause untold mayhem.
ikutekwa chavavovo valo vanyema mpona paikuvanjirira vavajaye vamwe vamuri mu nkhambi yavo.
That would possibly result in deaths.
Echo chakulanga wamboti ngachakulangira wamboti vantu vanjini vahwa.
And if that resulted in death,
ikuti nichavavovo chakuti vantu vanji vahwa.
we were advised that the intention was to declare a state of emergency and cancel the election.
Chadekweya kwamba kuti kuve kwamba kuti chiseja sikampointi yakwamba kuti ono kuchina kuyendenda kuliva abo wa president vavanguzeya kuti kunyina utiliende ndi humbwa vovo koti vakapokola vami vachita yonse.
We will not fall into that trap.
Ejo ito vyose totonyera pepeso yavo.
We will address the people of Southern Province through available media.
No vanu musanza tulapereha musemo oyo kwambola ndinywe no vakuti kulomba kuti twatula anthu omwe ibusiku kwasono.
I'm sure someone is getting excited that Makebi Zulu said disarm our people, and that means that we are necessarily armed with firearms. That is not the case.
Ndizo ngemuntu aya kukomana kwamba kuti bali kwamba kuti aba mukuvanyanga kuti vamba kuti valova vanyange ntoro jamba kuti vala ntobolo.
We are aware of the conspiracy to charge President Brian Mundubile with treason for purposes of stopping him from participating in this election.
Imaganzi akwanda kwamba kuti va Brian Mundubile va president vazwigwe amotavo yote kuti vazwe mujuno ja mujimo ja kusala tulaye kuti nkwa.
Your lack of preparedness for this election, thinking there was no opposition, should not give you an opportunity to victimize President Brian Mundubile.
Ikutava kulyava kuli vambira kuti kusala kwa mu 2026 oku kwali kwamba kuti kunonyina inkani vayikukayanya twambo itave chilitameyo pe.
You sang a song to say there's no opposition because you declared President Edgar Chagwalungu ineligible and killed the PF, and you thought you were going to have a free ride to the presidency.
Mwakati kuya kwamba kuti ndi kuyokutegwa kunonyina opposition nosunu mwalivonena.
Well, now the disciplinary committee called Zambian voters have shown you who they really are.
Abo vayikulaya vayikupanisa vayikulisalira mbana Zambia alimwe banda kulitondera kuti mbani.
They were the opposition the whole time.
They were mbabantu iva jihigwe tangu urumende mujindi yonse.
When you took away their electricity for 4 years, they sat back and said, we will have our day in the ballot.
Ni wanyina malaiti kumyaka iri 4 vakalavyo akamba chitula kalavyo peso ya ziwajini.
When you never reduced the price of millimil to 50 kwacha as you promised, they said we will have our day in the ballot.
Nijakala kuchincha mulo busuku 50 kwacha vakakala amba chijindi josika.
When you never reduced the price of fertilizers from 650 to 250 kwacha, but instead increased it to 1,300, they said we'll have our day in the ballot.
Nijakala kuchiha mulo aji wacha mutu yakuza mu 650 kweta mu 250 akutora 1000 ndiva zamba kamba kuti ijiyosika chindi nziva yasinsilwa akole.
When you never brought down the price of fuel to 12 kwacha, as you showed us on your broken calculator, the Zambians said, we will see you in the ballot.
Nijaka mwalile kuchohe mulo wa fuelo uweta 12 kwacha mwali kwamba kamulo mu opposition Zambia wakakala vyo kusa kwamba kuti chindi yosika.
When you inaugurated at 10 hours and at 14 hours the dollar never came down, Zambians said, we'll see you in the ballot.
Elia nimagamba kuti ndanji kwa mubulero kuma 10 hours 14 hours dollar yokuwa nijaka alejo barandu bazamba kamba kuti yosika chindi.
Don't blame your failure on anyone, blame it on you.
Mutana otongo kwamba kuti vajaya inkamo na iji economy mba PF mwali mubulero omega 85 amuli belemano beni.
We are one Zambia, one nation, tuli bantu omwe.
Tuliva na Zambia twamba kuti one Zambia, one nation.
We will not segregate in our approach to politics.
Tatunobani masaula salaula ma politics yesu.
We will not go to our people and say, when you get to Lusaka, they beat you. No one has ever been beaten for coming from a particular region. That's a lie, Mr. President. And
Tatuga-
that's divisive.
Tatuga nkiriva ntakwamba kuti kuti mwana uzawo musanza pano kumuma takunu chachitikijeyo pa President Mulaveja.
We can't be saying that and busy beating your chest and saying, Ndigalombwana mebo.
Tatuwenye kuno kwamba kuti ejo bwatu wa utura mulumba muhevoyo mpona katuli yoma jamba kuti ngonunka yakuvuchende.
Your Excellency, you are not Kalombwana. It's a privilege that has been given to you by the Zambians, and they can take it away and give it to anyone.
Ejo cha mupantu ndakwamba kuti ndikalombwana kulunka yakuchende ni nguzu yamba wana Zambia novanda kumunyanga.
Your Excellency, let's put aside dirty politics and discuss issues with our people.
Atuvike ma politics na kunkazanyo katwamba mukukanya kwamba kuti tujane mano akulera abantu bana Zambia mbona mba watuvika nguzeyi.
You have played your part.
Mwa ilo wazuru no marutola.
And we promise politics of no vengeance whatsoever.
Twachomera kwamba kuti ma politics na kusera kwa mwaka wa 2026 utakabika kujana vya pe.
And like you, we will respect you as former President of the Republic.
Iswevo tuyogumulemega mbuli iva liva solo liva jisi eji cha Zambia.
It is now my great honor to call on the President, the incoming President of the Republic of Zambia, President Brian Mundubile, to address you.
Nobana musanza ijino jindi ndaita iva Brian Mundubile avavola ikulera jisi ya Zambia mazuwa mahonto aya.
One Zambia! One Zambia! The Southern Malivia Wuti. Are you ready for change? Chikankata, are you ready for change? Mazabuka, are you ready for change? Monze, are you ready for change?
Ndamutambula novana Zambia nyonse, novana Musanza, novana Joma, novana Zongwe, novana Chikankata, nyonse novana Katombola, novana Mapatizia. Hena mulivambi degu jincha.
My brothers and sisters in Joma, are you ready for change?
Novana Bogesu, Basimba, Basanko, novana Joma, hena mulivambi degu jincha.
My brothers and sisters in Nega, are you ready for change?
Novana
Namwala,
Nega.
Are you ready for change?
Novana nega nega abunga novana mwala hena mulivambi dego jinja hena.
Thank you. Thank you very much, my dear brothers and sisters in Southern Province.
Dalombaga pati nove nzuma nove kumusanza Southern Province.
To start with,
Chakutanguna.
I adopt the words from the Vice President as my own.
Ayo majwi aba ndiga aba president bamakebi Zulu ndavugeza mbuli majwi angu.
Explaining very clearly some of the reasons that led to us cancelling our tour to Southern Province.
Mupandulizi lwavo lwakutonkomana imuze zoini chikwata chokonya kwamba kuti tubole kuhoyana ndinyono bantu besu bakumusanza ibuza kwasono.
It is indeed very sad because we're really looking forward to the tour to Southern Province.
Chintu chusi amaningi nkambo twali bantu bali zuminide janguzo kwamba kuti uswane mu bantu ibesu bakumusanza.
As my older brother, Honorable Madienkuku said, we got the information, my dear brother, that people in Choma were waiting for us. And we were looking forward to come and interact with our brothers.
Bonya bwamba iba pati bangu bamadienku kwamba kuti nyancho beni kujoma ibantu bagali kede mashop bagajala bonse iulindira kwamba kuti swebo abantu bera bamakebi Zulu tubole kuhoyana wakana na abantu.
I would like to thank the people of Livingstone, Kalomo,
Ndanakulumba ibantu baku Livingstone abaku Kalomo,
Choma,
bakujoma,
Wengwa, Namwala,
Kunamwala,
Mazabuka, Nega,
Kuneganega,
Chikankata,
Pajikankata,
Gwembe, because all these people were anxiously waiting for our visit to their respective areas.
Kambo nyonse nyebo alimu andinyo banachisekese abakupemba mwaliwinda kwamba ochitihobona nandime.
It's indeed very sad that we are unable to go.
Chirausiya kwamba kuti titwa chonya kuti tusike koko kamba katwamba ulotu.
Because of the schemes
Amaplana ayo atasarali eteha agutirabulowa.
Our friends believe they can only maintain strongholds through intimidation, persecution, and violence.
Ibe nzuma bayegwamba kuti ngaba zumanana igu jatamasena ayagari gutegwa ngamasena income yabunjizu menene igwinda mu chitone kupe habe hina alima mugurwana bwetabunjaga.
Our belief is that politics is a marketplace of ideas.
Rushomo rwesondo gamba kuti ma politics mbobusena na musiga kwekulamizeza yakomejisi.
Therefore, people should be allowed to even go in other people's strongholds.
Mulika ko bantu bezire kwamba kuti kabalibide ko yokwamba wala kulisambala ko bantu bakuhota.
To deliver their messages.
Ikutola mulumbe wabo.
That's the only way you would know whether you've been looking after your people well in those strongholds.
Kambo njenzira elike itonde yakwamba kuti ino mano ano na makanzi ano ngayalya hubya abantu ayetaburo ibulote ku bantu alimu akayeka myoyo y'abantu.
Countrymen and women.
Nobana jisi ibasankwa abasimbi.
Previously, when you saw men in uniform, police officers, army officers, ZNS officers, you actually felt very safe.
Imazubanda kunza na miaka yakainda ukuthi wabona bakapola mu uniform abo mbazedeni alimu abami alimu abazanja polisi ingawone kwamba kuti ndakwabirirwa.
Today, when you see a group of police officers in the middle of nowhere,
isunu wabona bakapola abusena mbota lekubayela.
Run for your life.
Kotija nkambo iruhu na weanda rwatwambo kwase ulindwe.
This actually happened to us at Luampa, where police officers colluded with UPND cadres and actually attacked us.
Kulwampa jajite kwamba tibakapola alimwa bana basankwa bali unkamu ya UPND iliwavo biwavo arakuturwana.
That's the reason why to date there's been no comprehensive statement coming from the police as to what exactly happened at Luampa.
kambo kako chakwamba kuti oruzi wasuno takuna akuve dachakambo chakulisala ha kumuta baba kapo kuti nchinja ita kulwamba.
From the groups that we saw, we had UPND cadres clearly identified putting on police uniform. We had ZNOS officers putting on police uniform. So that is the police that we have today. Like I said, when you see them in the middle of nowhere during these campaigns, please run for your life.
Avo baba kahivwa iva hividwe kuti tabaliva ZNS tabaliva kapogora iva hivwe kuti mba UPND makadazi biva kasami dema uniform aba kapogora alimu aba ZNS abo mazuba no utawabona balivo munzira kotija nkambu mbako buli muntenda.
And as we moved on into Kalabo and Mongu, they had some familiar faces, people that we've known previously, these commonly known as snipers in their midst, carrying very dangerous weapons. One asks the question, whom did they want to kill?
Nivakati kuzumana kwa Kalabo alimwa kumasenambi kuona kumbuzi kuborozi bakabona abantu bamwe ibakahebana abantu babo abo bandi bantu ibaitwa mumutabi wami abayaba kunga kutokotondekere ntoboro pepe ngata kuyiha pe ama oyakombo chino mwabolera bani kuno.
Please ask Commissioner Hamamba this question. Who is Chola? What was Chola doing in your company as you sent officers to Mongo? Who is Chola?
Amugabo yabamamba kwamba kuti ino Chola iwo yakati agati abakapola chinzi nchakali kuchita agati kabakapola kubulozi kumongo.
What is the same Chola doing in Southern Province together with two of his other colleagues? Ask Comrade Amamba.
Chola alimwi abe ina bambiwo biro kumusanza bateni ambotwa mawida kakobe abantu bekamboti bantabo baba yambo bati mujigwa ama snipers mu bakuhekwa ya santobolo bantu bateno okosena.
Is this the same Chola that was mentioned in some heinous crime previously? Please ask him.
Hena ngochola ngono oyu oyo akajona imu mulandu oyo mulandu okuja abantu.
To my brother President Akainde Hichilema.
Kumupatu wangu bakaende bachilema.
Our position is that we are here for the Zambian people.
Mpotwi kwamba kuti twimina bana Zambia ibana bokoso andinywe.
We don't want to win a battle over the UPND. We want to win a fight against poverty.
Tatuyanda kuina inkondo agati iga nkamuyeso ankamu ya UPND tuanda kuina ibujete agati kabantu bana Zambia.
Please don't misunderstand us. We are here to fight poverty. We are here to liberate Zambians.
Mutatu bwezimu jimo nchotutali pepe suliwano agobegera iguzya bana Zambia mubuzike bwa bujete.
The people of Mazabuka, the people of Choma, the people of Namwala are equally affected when there is load shedding for over 3 years.
Bonse ibantu bana Namwala ibana mapatizi abakujisekeseba kupemba bonse bakumigodi alimwa yesonto mbozurwa eryo magesi na agatoledwe kwa myaka ya 3 wina agatakaje hakujisa himpindu.
The people of Wengwa, people of Namwala and Monze are equally affected when governments fail to construct dams because the money has been lost through corruption.
Bonse bana mazoboga bana bwengwa bonse bana dundu mwezi yonse musanza kumbo alima akunyika kumbo byonse baji hakujisa romwe ihunimende ni alirwa kuchitaje nchaho meha.
When fertilizer distribution is disturbed due to the corruption in the procurement of fertilizers, when government is only able to provide fertilizers in Medas, the farmers in Southern Province in general are also affected.
Jala igubika imutu jamutu yamulo mpuligana alimwi jala igubika iyeyo ya kwamba kuti higwaye banajisi imadamu amwi anyu kwa ng'ombe te yonse inte ababwengwa alimwe abamwe abakumutahi bonse abakumahiva jiraba jisa bona mbojisa masi onse amwi amasena onse mwisa Zambia.
When the poor people, Nakulumutinta Pamakasa, and the family are driven away from traditional land by some selfish leaders.
Ikuti bantu bachete bakosika mpo batandwa mumanyika ya macherero abo chilausiha party.
They need somebody to speak for them.
Vaandika kwamba kuti kuve muntu uvakananina mulunyerwa muhyoboyo.
They need a leadership that is selfless.
Vaandika irusoroi oro utalangirwa vo vasorori vaincherelevula vaanda vosorori vaikuona vantu.
A leadership that will speak for the poor.
Ivusorori vyokanyina vantu ivachete.
A leadership that will speak for the weak.
Ivusorori vyokanyina vavo vete.
A leadership that will speak for Zambians.
Ivusorori vyokanyina vana Zambia.
And that's the servant leadership that Honorable Makebi Zulu and I bring to the fore.
Ovu mbovusorori imbevoru wangu alimu aba Makebi Zulu bansorera mbotweta kuvulea kubana Zambia kubantu bakumusanza noba kumusanza mbovusorori bwanu ovu mbotwabolera kwamba tukanane muchindi chechi mumuhyobo oyo.
When our youths are driven away from lithium mines and replaced with foreign mining companies, they need a voice to speak for them.
Iba kubushwesu iba notandwa masena nkoba yakuyandawala ngolide baba bwambwa kuti maili gomaini pona baya ubikwa iba ntuba zoko munze kunzajisi iba berekera babantu bamwe bali mu bulelo isuno ejo chirausiha.
When farmers supply maize to FRA and are not paid for months, they need someone to speak for them.
Elyo iba limi nibatola ihango yabo kumutabi wa FRA yakutabadirwa akuchengwa kuti mulo iwa mapopwe tatuwobika nkamba kuti imapopwe achiri matete vaenda muntu ikuvamba wida.
So please, my dear brother, President Hakainde Hichilema, do not misunderstand us. We are just here to serve the Zambian people.
Ija kuli jihaba ejiri ya maskevo tuliwano akulanganya mbutu nga tuwabotia maomi abantu wana Zambia.
The Zambia that we are fighting for. Imagine, colleagues out there in Southern Province. Imagine a Zambia where a farmer is paid on time.
Chotu wanina amuye nobana musanza, nobana joma, nobana dundu mwezi, nobana jigankata, nobana jirundu, nobana siavonga, nchawamba kuti. Mwalima yo mulima hiyango, mwatevula amupagwe malano mujindi.
Imagine a young graduate with a job.
Amuyeye imusankwa na musimbi wakaza aku iriyorwa kwe university.
Imagine a child accessing quality health care regardless of their birthplace.
Amuyeye imwana unka utanya kuchikuvujana ibulo bakuona mu hospital kamba kubula malo aya.
Imagine a livestock farmer accessing regional markets.
Amuyeye kuti ibalimi beso kaba kwanya kuchana igulo na mulo mubotu mujinga ihisi iri mbali Yesu.
Imagine mining communities benefiting from their mineral wealth.
Amwe bubotu ibagamba kuti ibantu bakedekede muma sena ali muma maine Yesu kaba oba mabotu.
Imagine young entrepreneurs, young businessmen, young contractors succeeding without any political connections.
Amulanganye babo bangamba hima kwebo ivalo bantu ibanyina ncho banga bajana mbulimbo jali mu UPND no ba UPND nyobo no mwaberekera nkamu UPND imwa makwebo imwa mpaha imwa kamba otubanyina connection iji simbuli bambi ibahi kuli dunda.
Imagine a Zambia where the police are serving without any political interference.
Amulanganye ikuti mbubotu bubwala kumbere babuti bagapola ibaberekera jisi kababerekera byondinye kawunyina kuyanda kwamba uti ndisire kaka orondata ndisire kwandira kwanga.
Imagine a Zambia where opposition political parties would be campaigning without any violence.
Kamwibaloga mboti obo hyasu kwamba uti tukayandi kwamba uti party onse ayanda kuyambira abantu yobande kojita anokuli ivide kawunyina kuyanda kwangwa mbulimbo chilono zoso.
Imagine a Zambia where citizens would criticize government freely without fear.
Kamweya kwamba utino ndilino tioba amuhobo na ndili Zambia niyoba abantu banokuliva ikwamba kuti ba president awa chimwa chitatajiri tajisarali awa kakunyina kuthukirwa kakunyina kutuminwa mafoni akwambira kuti uli muchinda.
Imagine a Zambia where every province receives investments according to its economic potential.
Kamuya botuba kuti ijisi ija kumusanza jijisi lithium alimwa jisi ija kupinga jijisi sujilite alimwa amasi na amasena sena ayo agwanya kwamboti bantu gabona guhuba ibwendranya abu imwa abapaleza ibuli unsanyiga.
My dear brothers and sisters in Southern Province, what we bring on the table, number one, farmers will get 8 bags of fertilizer each.
Nova namusanza twambo ntotubo tutanda kuti sotrombe kwambo mulimi kano jisima sagaja mutu ali 8 omwe not ya mutu ya kuti ogorera mutu gaba mutu mameda.
Free and quality education will be offered to our people in Southern Province.
Ibwiyo itwasamba olye lyokwetwa konse komasana akubusana bwa musanza.
Our free education. In our free education, we will provide free books and free uniforms.
Iswebota tukambirwe rwasamba olye iwa irulono sweboteo kuno kula mabugu mbujale muli bagaonda ali mutinopa bahigwi ama uniform aga no bana musanza nchinjinda wawo agagawe.
To ensure that our pupils, our learners receive proper attention, we will reduce the teacher-pupil ratio from 1 to 150 to 1 to 45.
Ikuti kwa ambao tibahigwiya gabono gwiya iwendranya gutelehanya amwi tiyo kujijeha kwa ambao kuti imwiyo mwe tanagwihibana bali 150 mwiyo mono habali bali 45 kutegwa gahi gutuya talemba uya wasisa uya wachitabu teto wati luye rusumpuge iliyo hubya bana bano alimo aliyo weta bana bantu bana basoroli.
We believe in quality education and therefore feel 150 pupils or learners in a classroom makes it very difficult, one, for the teacher to focus on the learners. And number two, it makes it very difficult for the learners to receive attention from the teachers. That is why we will cap the maximum of up to 50 pupils per teacher for them to receive quality education.
Ijilono ijakwamba kuti ndeta free education alimi kuinda ya mpiyonga weta free education kambo nime president ndimela bongo pakuita bobo kakube imu klasi omwe kuli bana barani 50 ibatama kwamba kuti bayemehinda wa tuyokujeta kwamba kuti bayijikolo kabali bali 50 na bayindirira kuti kote kabajikwana kubuya mpata wa amwi kasigamba ganya kuti walima kuti waiha.
Education standards have gone down the past couple of years due to the pupil-teacher ratio that are very high, and it will require a leadership to come in and change this, otherwise it will destroy the future of our children.
Ibube bwalugiyo orwa yakurundanya bana murongo na mudwi bapanga byojongo agwimba twimbo wa unkansi iwe andi hakwezo pakuti ilwiyo lokasiya kuti bayijikolo kaba bamunamba yeyo yede mwi.
To be able to achieve this, we invest in education infrastructure, including housing infrastructure for our teachers, so that as they offer free education to our children, they also lead dignified lives.
Ejo teojitakwa kuti twakujane iweyaga ima yagi ahigolo imanyoana agwama amayagi aba amanda aba mai kuti goti nova ya kujigolo pe uyamwi ulenda bya uyakwenda kabotya komeka megoli kuti ndiya kuyiha nkambo ninkalamo nganda ya kwa hulumende twindambo jirono kambo jirono bamai bayimanji bazwa kule ankoba yiha wasika mujigolo mwiyulika tete kambo tibana bakahula alimwe amanda aba mai hulumende itago kunzama 3 classroom blocks alike.
To our teachers and civil servants in general, we are aware that you are burdened with debt.
Nyonse nova beregera hulumende tuyamba kuti muli jisi jogo ilya nkongole kuma bayport alimwe akuba abo bayikupa nkongole ni mwahola.
We'll ensure that we implement the debt swap policy.
Tuyogenda kwamba kuti tukapange muzezo kwamba kuti tukamule munune.
Every responsible employer
looks at the welfare of the employees. And that's the reason why our government will focus on the motivation and welfare of our workers, the civil servants, to ensure that we relieve them of their debt so that they can focus to implement the many good policies that we introduce in our government.
Ibusolo libyako monga buli iwamba kuti imuntu uberekera ngulumende na muntu umuberekera wezire kulangwa kuti chino bumi bwawe bukede buti ali mu busolo obu buli bambide ikujana nzira himbi buli nzira yakujura mamaini awamba kuti kayijana mali awuyungiha buholi imasalali ninyo nomubereka muntu abahulumende ka ijantunda kakunyina kulomba mali kuli baba ikongoleha mali.
We will upgrade the teachers to their rightful positions. We are aware that there are about 50,000 positions that have remained unupgraded for the past 5 years. Immediately we get into power, we'll make sure that we upgrade you so that you begin to function in your rightful positions.
Nova nabanji, nova mai, alimwa abanji mumitabimbi ya hulumende, mwa imajindijilahu, alimwa andinyoba kapogola, mwa imajindijilahu, nova miaka 20, nova miaka 15, aranki omwe, nova mwi mutamona kunjira wa head teacher, mwire kukerebe, nova na munji, muliwe mujie moja kutati ndime acting nzi, kaube mali ngomu hola muhimeyo, talinga ya mweledi, iswevo, tuliaba kwa ambao tukakuchitejejo, chitika mukomane, nova na musanza, ajitijonsi ya zambo juzurwa.
The same applies to our men and women in uniform that have had their notching system not function for the past few years. We'll ensure that we unlock it so that there's an upward adjustment in the notching system to ensure that officers are functioning in their rightful positions.
Nobody mu correctional service Muntolongo, nobody bakapola bazanja police, Zambia National Service, Zambia Army, Zambia Force, anyobo AG, jabualira ndinywe.
For our men and women in uniform, we also focus on working on your social amenities. We are aware that even your canteens now are not working. The clubs are not working and not funded. We'll ensure that all the equipment that you need in your work is provided, including social amenities.
Service imali ngola kamboti mu ndafu ezikusiya ku 3 twalanga kuti hena bonse bere dawa bahola malaya ikwinda mbojirono.
My brothers and sisters in Southern Province, we commit to change, not only change government, but also change how government works.
Twaliava nova musanza ikuti mwatupajorwe twanjira hulumende iwamba kuti tukatonde hewini ihulumende mbiyezere kuberekera jisi abantu bakisala nova na musanza nchindi jano jino.
Our commitment is to depoliticize the civil service, professionalize the civil service, and recruit people on merit so that they are able to discharge their functions as per expectation.
Tatuyandi kwamba kuti muni hekwamba kuyo kwamba kuti tinokwire kubika bantu besu nkamba kamuyo pepe twanda kuti tukakuzwihe ma politics muberese bahulumende ikuti kwa bantu na wapuromotwa na wapigwa juno ejo naji mwelele nkamba kuti imuya kwakwe kula muzumiha.
So to my brothers and sisters in Southern Province, we have not come to merely complain. We have actually come with a blueprint. Southern Province can become a major economic engine through 1, agriculture, 2, agro-processing, 3, livestock, 4, tourism, 5, water development, 6, manufacturing, 7, energy, 8, trade and logistics.
Nova komusanza titwabora byo kwamba kuti tuhomwene kuti mutu hotelepe choto kumutavi oyo iwa he kutonde hava he muzwa gule wa tourism twabika chintu chini ichihuna ndinywe ali muchipa ndinywe ibuhimpindu mumutavi iwakuhipa kwamba kuti nchomulima chabikwa muchimo chitambulika kutera kumanza kumasi ali kunze achitsira Zambia achaelewa chapikwa manzano mumutavi ugumine kwamba kuti humga inchomulima alimwa himwi eyo iri kumusanza iyonse habikwa mumanzano tikoti kumusanza Southern Province yabanje ngobangonjini iwamu wa economy yesu ya Zambia eyo chejorwe na oyo ngomutiba ngotujisi mumanzi yesu kwamba kuti twavola amututamubule.
Southern Province is one of Zambia's agricultural powerhouse. We would therefore move the province from subsistence
ipana bogosu ibali muguli maviyo ija kwamba kuti ulima kampeja kwamba kuti kamolo kovyope twanda kwamba tumupejolwe ija kuti tukete ibulimwa amatrakita tunokumu ya matrakita nzira ya kwamba kuti anyo musikaji mo jiri mbuli pa makuwa ikuti kubulimi ibwano busumpuke alimu hiyango hano mubawe itola kunzaji seji mubulera bwesu eji nchotomeha.
Vice President Makebi Zulu and I, we will not grab land from poor farmers. We will not grab land from poor farmers.
Iskevo imevo ba Makebi Zulu and ime ndaba ba Brian Mundubile tatulyavi detwalitantamuna muya kunyanga vantu nyiga kwinda muli ba mami abama headmani tatulachiti pejo kubereha nguzo yatu pande nyino bazambye ejo mutachirangire muli ndiswe.
We will not grab land from poor farmers. Instead, we will assist them to mechanize. We will go down and help them with irrigation systems. We will help them to build dams so that they can farm throughout. We will construct feeder roads in those respective areas because ours is to serve the poor farmer.
Tatugavo li kunyanganyiga kunyanganyiga pepe tatugachizumi ikumunyanganyika nkamba kuti ndime president suno tatukachiti pejo yelo kwamba kuti wakulangenyika yano tukavone mbomu nga mwasumpuka uwinda munyika yano tukavone mbonga wabi kwa damu kuti ndiza mukavajo roja wabi kanswi tukamuvikire damu kwamba kuti imwezi na imwakambo yaloka hula kamujisinzira yakwa pamanza alya kuti kamukayavere iubwa heno ing'ombe alimwa himwe imuti kuti maomana asumpuke.
We are aware that drought threatens farmers and communities in Southern Province. Therefore, our focus will be on dams, irrigation, and water harvesting mechanisms to ensure that our farmers have got water throughout the year.
Tulikuamba kuti imowonga wetahula avona mpawo wetavumba kumusanza abobo isoteoleka kati yakwamba kuti mbuti oja nacho lweja kuti hula yawa imadamu nkwali alimwi iwida yango hesu twakuberehe inzira imbi itaso imenda pe ejo ngokulya bako hulumende yesu kotulyabide kumusanza nkamba kuti musanza kokuzwa kokuli butala ibakuli hajisi ya Zambia.
We achieve this in two ways: through the construction of rural water infrastructure is looked at as an asset. We must not only allow it to flow, we must ensure that we capture it and use it for agriculture.
Ejo tiyo kujita munzero vio ya kwamba kuti imasena kakwanya kujana imanzi mironga ya kumusanza minji ikunkavio ya kuti ya hula sunu nkuseni magoya wa hula vana jisekese vana jompata bakoso yokinda kujobola twanda kwamba kuti na chasika wao olondinyono vana mapanza olondinyono vana jikankata olondinyono vana zongwe twanda kumubikira kuti imironga na mitoki amirundu ihula yawa tukabike madamu kwamba kuti imanzi takunkivyo akunjira mukariba na mukafyiwe pepe amwaja temanza kwamba kuti manzi ajani nchamuvere kamba oti menda rwangao jakapachorwe nachikono kuti tupatusumbike maomeso.
Just to respond to my big brother, Honorable Madieng Kuku, some of the low-hanging fruits in the province is livestock farming because it comes naturally. So our focus for Southern Province is to try and see how we're going to fight disease. Some of the solutions that we come with will be to build modern regional veterinary laboratories in the area, embark on a 3-year vaccination program to fight disease.
Iku mukahavi omyo baha Madieng kamba uti wamba uti ku Southern Province kokuli ijolwa javulimi iwa ng'ombe. Twande kwamba kuti kakuvike ibuha bupampu mumandalya ngoba timala bota ya mujikuwa omwe yamulangwa itu nsiyansiya itwa kuti nomarwa za ng'ombe avola buti ikuti komulikako ijindi wasika myaka yotatwe kati yukuti tulijisi kuti bonse paiku bang'ombe balimi mujisi ya musanza kava jisi kugwahigwa kuti komarwa za ng'ombe aje tukasika aji mojiri mbuli Botswana asweyo yakote tukatole ibu bibosuba ng'ombe kumakuwa ote kwati nova muna musanza amakabajo rweja kuti anyweyo kamuno sambara ku Congo amasambi atuzingurukide.
So to be very clear, my dear brother, Honorable Madieng Kuku, we are looking at advanced veterinary services. We are looking at disease control. We are looking at breeding to increase the animal population in the area, but also create the livestock markets. We'll create abattoirs at community level for value addition. Our belief is that we produce, we process, and then sell.
Tatandibye kwamba kuti tukabe mbuli bamwi twanda kwamba kuti sebo wimusanza tulange kwamba kuti hubovu jibeji kono ja mwana wahalwa ikutegwa chitakabe cha kutusambala mutumba na we habe ng'ombe nkatire kumigodi pepe ng'ombe na wapegwa ikuzuku kwa kunumende ko jisijo rwaja kuti nga ng'ombe waija ng'ombe nga ogweko ibika mapati na mu masena akwanya kwamba kuti evope chunze jirora ka brand ya kuti watola na made in Southern Province kujoma made in Gwembe made in kubwengwa kumutai kuti kuti ibuhuvi bwamusikire nyonse tabulibyo abantu bomwe ali bobo twanda kwamba kuti twajiti kawina kusalaula.
Yes, so to our brothers and sisters in Southern Province, across all the districts, we took a lot of time to understand the potential of every district in Southern Province. You would be interested to know that we are actually coming up with what we are calling regional development authorities. Southern Province will be clustered with Western Province because they've got similar advantages, comparative advantages, so that the regional development authority will look into infrastructure challenges facing these two provinces. We'll look at all the other challenges that would help to unlock the potential that lies between these two provinces. That way, we expect to accelerate the development of the economic zones within these two provinces.
Nitwaranga mutavi iwa musanza na wana musanza tumubona nubantu balajorwe. Ijirigiti gumusanza twajiranganya. Nitwajiranganya bobo twayewamba kuti tugaguve amutavi oyo uno kujisikulanga ikuti no mujirigiti ja jigangata ijirigiti ja namala ijirigiti ja Pemba ijirigiti ja Katombora na ijirigiti yonse twanda kwamba kuti avamwe kaba jisi kwamba kuti chisa ijirigiti kachijisi bayikuchirenganya ba pampu ikuti kwakuti irusumpuko karonobonwa eyo nje nzira imbi iyo kwete kwamba kuti siya zambwa twamba kwamba kuti GDP per capita tuli kwamba kuti pe tulanganya kwamba kuti ima malemba ratugwa kambo eji kokulya apa kuhulumende yaso.
So besides agriculture and livestock, Southern Province has potential for mining and tourism. And for mining, you'll be interested to know that in the recent past, government spent $100 million on a study, on a survey, a countrywide survey to understand the minerals that exist in various parts of the country.
hena muli kwamba kuti imazuba ayindaya ihulumende yachisiya Zambia yakapereha mali ayinda ku $100 million ikwenda ikuihandeke iyali kuyinda kumusanza kupulozi kuchisi chonsechi ikuthekwa kuti tuyibe kwamba kuti inobuhubi ibwa chisiyechi kuli yeyo yakatupaleza muli copper, sulfurite, lithium alimwa gas ayimwi he yasumpula amasi manji chonse chakachitwecho noba kwamba kuti ripote tinapikwa kubuleya isokolomba yakoso kwamba kuti ripote ikakuhuvye ndi nyono bana musanza alimwa bana Zambia ikutegwa kuti ima investors abakabe bamuna musanza bana musanza amasi masambi ikutegwa kuti twamba kuti mbani ma millionaires pe twamba kuti kumusanza nyono ma millionaires abana jinsali abana jipata akonse.
Thank you. So that $100 million is actually your money. That report belongs to the Zambian people. As we're sitting here, there are some parts of Chikankata, parts of Nega, parts of Gwembe, where people are poor, and yet they're not supposed to be poor. Because somebody has decided to personalize this report. Somebody has kept away this report from government shelves. He has changed it into a family document. The good news, the people of Southern Province, the moment we get into government, we are going to publish the information in that report so that the Royal Highnesses, the chiefs in all the parts of the country should know the wealth that resides in their various chiefdoms. We believe that going forward,
hena muli kwamba kuti ndabana musanza ibuzuba kwasunu ali amalaga ebelehegwa iwe andawala kuyiva amasimpe ikutino ansanyika na Zambia kumusanza ama province onse achisinzi hena muli kuti ripoteyo njia nukambote malaga ebelehegwa ikupanga ripoteyo ikubadira ndege abuha pampu ipo ali kuyanganya kwamba kuti nzichiransa ayo mali malano muli kako inyo bono bana Zambia amuhibe kwamba kuti nobana musanza potwamba idono iva kuchikankata iva muza kugwembe abana zongwe twamba yoti nkukuti hena muli kwamba kuti bonse kumasenaya anobana mapatizya hena muli kwamba kuti awansi mpomukede guli buhubi pesi buhubi obu mwayimwa ikwamba kuti muhibe kuti ripote jisinzi kakubeya chabetegwa male ano twakubola skewo twanda kwamba kuti ripote tukibike chantangarara ikuti kwanyebo nobana musanza alimwi ama province aya onse amwe jikabe jorwa ja kwamba kuti basa nguno yanda kuti aberekere wawa nguno yanda kunjira momu kuti kohulumende yamugwahiriya mwakwampa naba bamuzo kumasambi priority yesunja kwamba kuti bana Zambia abave in charge ama minerals awo.
So most parts of the country remain poor today because we have greedy leaders in government. Can you imagine what would have happened today if that report was made public? Today would have been had investment pledges from all over the world into Southern Province, into Nega, into Gwembe, into Mazabuka, into Livingston. How can you explain a leader acquiring up to 800 mining licenses as an individual, holding that potential away from the investors in the world? A single individual, Zambian, a leader, he's sitting on 800 licenses. In addition to that, he gets a report, a countrywide report on minerals and sits on it. How do you expect a country to develop?
Nobana musanza alimwa jindeji nobana Zambia nyonse hena muli wabuti ikuti muntu omwe agatika bonto bali 20 million gajisi ima license ikwinda muri report eyo njimwabereka amali ano imuntu omwe waba report wajesama mine ali 800 ima mine ayo ajisibulo tubwini bugataide kakube mwanka kuchavuma mwainka kubulozi kuwatopi mumbeji mwasika kumasinambi ichiliko mbuje tebwaro ino nkambo nzinyobo no bana Zambia no bana Musanza tujizumina buti iwamba kuti ijiseji ampaya iliko anchaka tupaleza jibebyo jabantu ibahonto kakubenyo nyonse anyevo no bamusanza mwende wamboti kamujisekulibya chinzi chomunoho gamina muntu mwembuli nguchinguleza kakubebu bo bonse watu panguleza tonse.
So, my brothers and sisters, I want to say this to you in Southern Province.
Chanda kumwambira kuti no bana Musanza izokunsa moyo wangu.
No Zambian should remain poor because somebody else is getting rich from the resources that are beneath their feet.
Kunyina wenu no bana Musanza. Kunyina wenu wezere kuti gambirwa kuti mebompende lono ngatamundi jati kamboti mwajea maningi kam president mwenzuma. Kunyina unu iwezere kuiba mujime jo kuimwama kwebo kamboti wali kuliberegera ino ntwanjira mubulire ko pengebo kuti ko gamina ba mu bantu kuti ko bajako. Kunyina were de kupona mujime ejo pe mubulire kwesa.
Reject tribal politics. Do not allow politicians to make this election a tribal contest. It is not Bemba versus Tonga. It is not North versus South. It is not East versus West. Judge your leaders by character, competence, vision, policies, record, and
amujikage ja kuandanya mihobo amujikage ija kukongwa kwamba kuti no bana Musanza kuti musale inkamwe muno kuomwa mbuli kuti nga bamutondera kuti mbane bakaomwa wina amafoto ngoti wena social media kuti bali kumwambava amujikage ibusolo leovu nakwe andira mahoti itabia kuti nkurwana ikwa abantu baza kujwe abantu bakumbo abantu bakunyika abantu bakumusanza amutusibonese toba solo libeno no boti bamwi ibaserori bantu bantu benzu mujindi ya makampeni kambo ni mwababwene bali kubala kulomba 5 mu 2021 jonse jinde itibali kumwiba kuti ndinyo bani awa nichapora ndiya kuswa ni bakwamba ati nguzu iri munira wa Musanza babora mujengwe barabwe amarari fo abuzuba ejo jandanya ibantu amujikage nyonse no Musanza.
My last message is a message to the youths. Young people must not be recruited to become political weapons. The future must not be political violence. Their future must be education, skills, entrepreneurship, technology, employment, business ownership. We want young people to become wealth creators, not cadres. We don't want Zambian youth to be cadres. We want them to be owners, innovators, and creators of wealth.
Kwendi hawe siwamba kuti asweyo twembuli masi ambi tingakwina unga wanka ku China ndo bana Musanza mula bahimpa yabenda tamunankide ku China mujana bana munzira banda kuuma behina pepe twanda kwamba kuti tugete ibuberesi iba kunozo ndana muncho bati mujiwa research and development ikuti kwakuti mwababo mujimejo anyweka munoje kwamba kuti bana beso pai kuberehegwa no basankwa no bana bayipin no be kuuma behogo amurange kwamba bai kumbere haba ibuzawo mitabagabe andinye pepe twanda kwamba utumpejo rwaja kuti anyuwa mugajanike kujimo jakulima jakuchita mwinti onse kuti kwa mulantunda kupe kwa technology yakuti mugakujane bupuya bupampu iba kwa kuliberegera akuba bantu iba kwa kwitwa mboto ngo yanga businessman and young businessman ejo chejo tupantunda swebo aba makebizuru.
So I wish to thank the people of Southern Province and indeed all those that paid attention to the message that we have, but also be very quick to remind the police that yours is to save the Zambian people. Yours is to provide public safety. Police desist from accepting unlawful instructions. It will not work for you to accept unlawful instructions because one day you may be required to answer in your personal capacity.
Imulumbe ngoyo. Oyu mulumbe amuhwe ija kutonkomana novana musanza novana masi onsa ali mujesi ya Zambia. Oyu mulumbe uya ikubenzuma ibali mu uniform bakapokola.
So for those of you
kamuyiba kwamba kuti ehi mampinda mangove awe akuchita yomujita no mazuba tuli mazuba aotegwa digital space alima digital footprint ibuzo abumbi uyo witwa kwamba kuti ndondo nguba gakopa wawa kwenda olyambire ncho kitejeji bayi kumutuma ibuzuba bayi kumuleya uyo bolike amujiregejo.
So our commitment to peace must not be mistaken for weakness. We commit to remain peaceful because we love this country. We stayed away from Southern Province because we did not want to lose innocent lives. We may have been safe, protected by our security, but we could have simply lost innocent lives by getting into a province which was weaponized, which had so many police officers, so many snipers driven there, or to cause harm to me and Honorable Makebi Zulu. That is not the democracy that our forefathers fought for. I'm speaking as a son of a freedom fighter. My father was a freedom fighter. The freedom that he fought for did not include me failing to sleep at home because some snipers will appear at some point on instruction of a leader. That's not the freedom that my father fought for. The freedom that my father fought for is for me and my children to be able to walk freely, drive the streets freely, and not a Zambia where at every juncture, including here where we are surrounded by police. And the only crime we've committed is to present ourselves for leadership with the Zambian people. This has got to come to an end. Dear Zambians, ask yourselves a question. Is this the government that you want to continue with in the next 5 years? A government that will chase you with snipers, a government that will chase you with guns, or because you have decided to stand and work for the Zambian people. Like we've said earlier, we have put our lives on the line for the Zambian people. We will not fear and cower, or because we are being chased by these indisciplined police officers. But it's a warning to them, please resist unlawful instructions, because one day you will have to respond and answer in your personal capacity.
Ndi mwana iwa babo iba rwanyina rwa ngulugo iwa jesi ya Zambia. Eyi wano. Ejijanza ija kuno yandaulana. Ejijanza ija kutumba ngutwaya tuli babo bayi kutubula ntobolo bayi kupewa mboti nijayoya. Ejijanza ija kutumba ngutwaba kuzingurugwa. Ejijanza ja kunyahanya. Ja kubona masimpe mwana kuliva mujisiyego sya Zambia eji chezire kumana eji bumwe buzuba hikajite hakajite yeji bumwe buzuba abo bali imbere bakoya kuwamba twangituma bumwe buzuba abo bayi kupanga ma instructions ayo bayi kubola ntangalala alimi mabo tagali bonye kubota amuliye kwamba kuti asotwe bana Zambia tuli bantu mbuli baba bali mu bulero atupane bulemu kambu bulemu cheche tarusumbuko.
So as we end the program today, we're joined by eminent persons that are want to go to the front. Honorable Madienkoku, please come. Honorable State Council Sakwiva Skota, please come. Honorable Robi Chizuka, please come. And Mr. Matiola, please come.
Awajindi ndaeta ibalemegwa ibana bajisi abali kumbere ambe bandita ndi Matiola ndi unko ndi bajoin.
Today is indeed a good day, and the English say, on a good day, let only good words be spoken. I'll allow the President Sakwiva Skota to say a few words and guide the audience.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I'll write on the protocols that my brother here, Honorable Madienkuku, gave. And I want to state that I'm not only a politician from Barotseland, but I'm also a politician from Southern Province. Because my constituency, in fact, was Livingston Central for 2 terms. And I was in Parliament together with my colleague here, Major Chizuka. The point I wanted to make is this. I was in UPND when it was the proper UPND, when it was headed by Anderson Kambela Mazoka. Maybe you could...
Mebo wano nde mwana uyitwa kuti na ndi mwana abulozi mbomo yeya pesi ikumwendi zirwa musanza kambo i-constituency ya kusanga unanjinda kaima ku Livingston Central nde umwi iwali mu UPND ni yajirinka mwitwa tingu UPND ejo chindi ni yali kusedwa aba Anderson Kambela Mazoka.
That was when UPND was pure, before it was corrupted by the person who took over in 2006.
Ayo agale mazuba inkamu ya UPND ni yali kulomboheka kambo quota system yagaligo TRGC ima position akuti sunu SG mulozi deputy mulozi national youth chair mulozi alimwa election chairperson mulozi twali kulanganya ma province wonse kuti koti ka GC ibuli aba na busore mu busore jindejo.
We loved, all of us, the whole country loved Anderson Mazoka. Not because he was Tonga or anything like that, but because of his character. Just like what President Mundubile was saying, judge people by their character, not by their tribe.
Mazoka twali kumuyanda noti wamba kuti kambo ti mutonga uzoka jovana. Pamazo tolubanda kamba kuti tibali kusala kuti mubemba ngwakuli ngwakoko bali kwenda muntu wendera nyamba kwa kubereka munkamu ya UPND. Mbubonya mutomubona bamundu wambo atanyo ejo nchijimo chomugazeta.
Mazoka could have been Lunda, Nsenga, Tumbuka, Luvale, Lozi, or anything else. We would have still loved him because of his character.
Pamazoka oroga bali bagarunda oroga bali bagachokwe kamboga buwe wa moyo wabo kubota iswe ntwa abatobera mbubonya byo oroga bali batonga mbali batonga.
Indeed, we can say that Anderson Mazoka was the best president we never had.
Tatugensoni kwamba kuti pa Anderson Kambela Mazoka mwana mbotu mbabakali iba president babotu mbutwata babo tobana Zambia mukukola jolwe.
But today I'm happy to tell you that we may have lost the best president we never had, but come 13th August we are going to have the best president we'll ever have.
Awa ndamba kwamba kuti yatwausa kwamba kuti bamazoka titwakaba amba kuti baba president baisa Zambia nokuba bobo leza ungatuhwira nareza atuhwira kale ikwamba kuti kabe amusololi mutwakuhota mu 13 uno mwezi kuti kuti kabe amusololi utalidundi tukabe amusololi utalitibujende tukabe amusololi ulanganya kuti nonyobo no bana Zambia no bana Musanza no bana isi yonse amube ajejo jenu kawina kusala urwa utali nchererebula utali wakwamba kuti humbwa jibo tujerera nguwe utali wakubika abantu wamba watu yaberegera ndime nyonse muya kupenga ama contract munyina kuti nati mwahugamina muntu omwe wina jano aya mazubaje daya mu 13 amugali zwihe amugali hutule kubuzike obu mumapona ndinye oyu mulumbe uyakube nzuma ebali mu UPND amulirange bana bogesu kuti imyaka 5 imyaka 5 ndiwe hi businessman wala motokara imyaka ili 5 chogese chinzi no bamwi mukubula jorge azigwa nchito chindejo imyaka 5 chawe majogera nchito yenu kamuhyome yegwa abuzuba don't spoil a dish idish njiri uleso ni mwagamana iba kuta baba madam bahonto moya kunyangwa into herwe line nywe yako bantu bahonto eyo ninsoni atuli hutule ulunya atuli hutule kubuzika omwoboyo jindi ja koroni jagamana atwambe bye bye mu 13 mutali kuba nsoni no bana bako no bamusanza alimi kwamba bobu umwe muntu atakasunkhwe kwamba uti matiola madienkuku pachihuka kuli bali wande wati bazanga they have strayed from who straying from who kuzanga uza ulimi tuli bana Zambia tula mitwe yakuyeya alwiyo jata salala tatujizumini mebone matiola bamundubile muhibe kusuno alimwa bamakebi.
The significance of what you're seeing here, the three of us being here, is this. Mazoka was somebody who brought people together.
Mazoka fali bantu bayibunganya bantu kutabasala kutozwa kuli.
And after Mazoka, we had somebody who put people apart, divided people.
Nitwa sala mu 2006 twaja naku twasala musololi hiwandanya bantu munka mu PND alimu ajisi ya Zambia.
At the time of Mazoka, we were all on the same path. All three of us were on the same path at the time of Mazoka.
Mujindi ya Mazoka bonse botatu atonse twali munzira tuyenda nzira yomwe.
When that person who always divides came, it sent us all into different paths and different directions.
Perenaga sika muntumbi kuzabujindejo awamungu himwenda nzira alike nolira kwina kuhugwa pere kuhugwa byomba aba bahikuhuya.
But today, as you can see, again we have a unifier like Mazoka. The three of us who were in different lanes are back together again.
Bonya mbomu bwene kumbereke so uno. Bonya mbotwa jisiruka mantano mujindi ya Mazoka. Alimwa asunu mubusoleba wa Mundubile alimwa abamekibuzuru twabola kuti tuyane tuboneke nchobeni kwamba kuti tuli bantu bomwe alimu tulijisi jomwe alimu twanda kwamba kuti tujitejejo jabulemu jeta ilusumpugo kuli umwe ndo musanza ajisi ya Zambia eji.
This which you see is by courtesy and by the grace of President Mundubile.
Jincho mubona nduse mbulemu kwa President Mundubile aba vice babo. Iwe yamba kuti bantu atubegera antu omwe kuti kwakuti chitaboni kuti ate party njababemba bakujipata njabamboya babo nami ndi mubemba.
So if he can do this amongst us, what is to stop him from fixing this country which Hakainde has divided? Mundubile will bring this country back together.
Bonya bwambwa mukuchita bobu kuyande kwamba kuti tonse tusumpugira antu omwe kuti koti noba namusanza mulekeja kuti kwana kuli nchanda kotumina yoya na kuli nchanda ko inkogoya kisika ambaga ne kuti na kuli nchanda kokwaniha kubola obwe he chwerere kuti ujite nando supply kwa supply ejija kuti myaka iri 5 chareja kuti oyo tairede awo akaberekera nkamu ya PND sunu akuchetara mbuli kuti chinzi kamba kuti bayikulyaba ama-contract bayikulyaba yonse mbantu bomwe onobuzuba ibumwi mwewamba kuti ino chinzi hena lyali bakumba mwawaye bamasimpe yawamba kuti bange bantu balihubya kwinda behina munkama UPND noba UPND noba nabakosumuli bomo nomwe bana kwamba kuti matiranta munja atola tehibuyangape amana mbonya mbobundi ndi muntu ubala amana mbonya mbomutu hi tuli bantu batatusurire mweza tuli bayoni iji taluzi tajiruzi tatuke munyinza ndweni Mundubile alimwa bamakebi. I'll use English. We're very frank and honest people. When something is not right, what we prefer is what we haven't heard in the UPND. UPND leadership has not provided for any room for anybody with a fertile mind to have audience with the president. I'm being frank with you. UPND government has distanced, the leadership has distanced itself from anybody with the capacity to think and voice of reason. It is the fear of a perpetuation of that and the disgust of the same that some of us are proudly today decided to go with the voice of reason and earn our respect.
From what I've stated, I want to tell my fellow citizens of Southern Province that clearly from what you can see about President Mundubile and what he has done, he has the spirit of Anderson Kambela Mazoka.
Mundubile mbona mbinda mbidi majangu mebendesa kwiba ndamba wamba wati Mundubile nchobeni pali jisi pali bonya luse pali bonya mujimo chakutanda kudwana akutirabulwa pali bonya mujimo jalu muno irwali muli bagambira Mazoka.
Mr. President, as I close, I would like to refer to the speech by your Vice President. And give me permission to correct one little aspect of the speech that he gave.
Ba President ne yakujera njanda kutola iku mubandi na igwamba ola iko Vice President wa Makebi Zulu mumajwabo.
Vice President Makebi Zulu reminded President Hakainde that as we go towards 13th August, he should know that being president is a privilege that can be taken away. That's what Vice President Makebi Zulu said. I don't agree with him. I think that he should have told President Hakainde that going towards 13th August, he should know that being president is indeed a privilege. It is a privilege that will be taken away, not can, but will be taken away on 13th August.
Vice President Makebi Zulu batobola iwamba kuti iwulela jisi tajiri kuti ba shakerera ndiwolike tajiri jankondo roja mirambi inganchorwe jipegwa abantu basala ibaya guhota mbonya mbotu jisikuza bwa 13 kuyo guhota ino bamba kuti obubusoro bupegwa abantu inga abantu bakubunyanga imebondesa kwiba namba kuti ba president Hakainde beze kuye bakuti twasika onda ba candidate ba UPND Hakainde beze kuye bakuti mu 13 August bayakunyangwa bulero abantu babasa mubataka imyaka yonse eri 5 abayambu bakakuswaya imbuli mwenzu bukamba kuti ma election asiga mbubu atali kuhi kuzo mu 2021 mbubu atakale kutambula mafoni ko aba bapenga ibakahwidwa bana babo mu nkondo ya urwana uchipendi njire mu bulero abamwe bayimwa bapengwa mbaba yakusala kwa amba kuti a president ndi chano jamana amuyembere ngombe.
So, on behalf of my two colleagues, we would like to thank you for having taken time to address the people of Southern Province through this rally with a very, very powerful speech, a speech which I'm sure has gone to their hearts and which will make them turn out on 13th August to do the right thing and vote into presidency, President Brian Mundubile and Vice President Makebi Zulu. Thank you, sir.
Ibimina ibenzuma ibali kumbere uku ndamba kuti mazwa aje debia amuyebe kuti tujabele go sala alimwe tyo sala ndinyo ba President Mundubile Makebi Zulu abusolele bwana.
Yes, thank you. Very quickly, Major Chizuka, you may say something just before we take this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much. I hope the cameras are really coming close because this is very important.
Zoom in because there's a point to recognize.
I want to make an apology.
I
want to make an apology to Honorable Sakwiba Scotta, Chairman
for
the Tonsa Alliance.
Chairman of Tonsa Alliance.
I want to make an apology to the people of Western Province.
Western Province.
And to the nation at large. I'm making that apology because I have seen the spirit of Anderson Kambela Mazoka arising into this man.
Ndamba kulilegera kamba oti imoya aba Mazoka wabe wavuga muri ba Brian Mundubile.
And I mean it.
Ejo joza konsa moyo yangu.
I whispered to Honorable Sakwiba Scott about
na pete ya kuliba Sakwiba.
My apology is that I am the one responsible for bringing you Hakainde Hichilema for presidency of this party called UPND.
Ikulilegera kwangu kuliba Sakwiba kwaliwa kuti ndime indakapanga nzira ya kukombereya ku office ya Hakainde kuti kuti bayosoledere nkamu ya UPND aguzwe handinywe ni mwali ba acting president mu 2006 ku Mulungu conference.
At that time, Honorable Sakwiba Scotta was the vice president of the UPND.
Ejo jindi bali ba vice president wa UPND.
I looked at the intricacy of creating a president of a political party, particularly from the financial ability point of view.
Ndali kulanganya kuti buha bupampa mizezo bakusala muntu ikusoledera nkamo walibyo winda ikunsana ya mali.
I'm sure Honorable Brian Mundubile and Honorable Makebi Zulu understand that.
Ndahoma kuti ba president ba Mundubile aba Makebi ejo bachiterera.
I therefore went to find somebody who could take over from Anderson Mazoka.
Ndakaunka ikuyandira kuti nguni uti mulie hina Mazoka.
And that person was Hakainde Hichilema.
Oyo muntu bali ba Hakainde Hichilema.
When it was time to get to Zamcom Lodge for the National Management Committee to sit to decide who would be on the ballot,
Zamcom nitwasiga kuchitulange kwamba oti nguni oyere ukhala ankamu yabaye kuzundana ibusule kwa UPND ankamu ya NMC.
Honorable Sakwiba Scotta was chairing as vice president and candidate.
Abaye nyugumbere Sakwiba Scotta ejindi bibagali kuendelea muswangano oyo alimwi bagali bamwi bayegwanda juno ja kusolodera inkamu ya UPND.
The previous night we had arranged how we were going to introduce Hakainde Hichilema's name at Zamcom Lodge.
kakube mukaziyeziye ibusiku bwayenda kunze twali kulanganya kuti tinoyangani nzira nzi njoto ngatwaweta hina lyabahakainde kuti babe bamwi bayikuyanda juno na bayikuyethwa juno jabusole kwa UPND.
A caucus of Southerners, Westerners, Easterners, and Northwesterners.
Itubungabunga ituzwa iku bantu ibakumbo ibamalozi iba bakaonde bakachoke bonse bajona mu Motabi na mu Northwestern Province abakunyiga kujwe alimwe abaku Eastern Province abakumusanza twakara mutubungabungo to turanganye twamba.
When the question and we said who was going to we made a decision who was going to run the motion.
Twapanga kuti makati Yesu nguni utambe kuti chasika jindejo weta ineli nguni alimwa uliyamba kuti lirede nguni.
I didn't know how heavy this task was because nobody rose up in the National Management Committee.
National Management
is pushing through the motion.
National Management Committee ya jindejo jakaendelemene nkambo kunyina wali bambiride kwamba kuti ina yabakaende lyetwe mumuswangano umupati wendeleya income ya UPND NMC.
So because for me it was my project, I decided to stand up and ask Honorable Sakwiba Squatter to recuse himself because we are discussing the presidency after the death of President Mazoka.
Mujanza jajiila mwana mgeboneka mebonde majajihoga ndayabere kwamba ota kainawa yembere berene nyobona babasa kwiba kaina nyoma yandeka onaka hene ngati mwatusiya kwamba tubandike babo berede kambo kaino mukubandika babo nyobe ngati mwali bandika pe amutusi.
I did that task because it was my project. Even if everyone else in the room, no one could move the motion.
Nkambaga kuti wali muzezo wangu akachijitejo kuti kwa kuti jelele ikutina yabakaende lyelele kubandika muswanganoyo.
I looked around for someone to second.
Ndakalanganga kuti ngunuti ambe kuti yambe kwanza nkoku ina laitambulero.
There was none of all those people we had met to discuss.
Kunyina iwa babo ba NMC bali mu muswangano jindejo ibaka zuminide kwamba kuti yabakaende lizuminwe kwamba kuti lelele ikuba ababo banda busole kwa UPND.
Because of time, maybe I can just speak in English. I'm being told to wind up. So, I realized how heavy Honorable Sakwiba Squatter as Vice President was. I looked around the entire National Management Committee, and a Bemba man winked at me. I winked at him. He was not in the previous meeting. He had arrived at 9 o'clock for the National Management Committee meeting. His name was Frank Tayali, who was the National Youth Chairman for the UPND. That is how he seconded the motion, and the name of Hakainde Hichilema was now presented officially for consideration as Vice President. I want to apologize to the nation. I want to apologize to the UPND. I want to apologize to Southern Province. I want to apologize to the Westerners, my Mbuyes, and everybody else for bringing you a man who should not have been in the first place at the expense of this man here. I want to apologize to you, Sakwiba Squatter, because it should have been you. My considerations were only financial, so that the party lives on. I didn't know that we would have this character of a person for the leadership of this beautiful country. Honorable Mundubile, the spirit of Anderson Mazoka is in you today. You have joined us. May the people of Southern Province understand what this means. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. As we come to the end of the program, my fellow Southerners, we are voting using the mark X. Our friends are proposing a tick. We do not know where that has come from. What the law provides is an X. Cross against a candidate of your choice. And in this particular case, Nipe Lampi, you mark X. Please do not help those that have landed pre-marked ballot papers with a tick by also, voting with a tick. Stick to the X.
Nobana musanza tuyaguho tamazuba imahonto abo ibagisi miyaga yonse hotelwa ballot ibanda kuti wabikwe igagaya gali mbuli busu lya Nike kakukwenyuna amujigagejo kamutajerede.
No, thank you very much. Otherwise, even the law provides for that X. Our lawyers have gone to court, so to our people, it's strictly an X. Thank you very much, my dear brothers and sisters in Southern Province. We love you. We will come to Southern Province soon after these elections as requested by MC Simbel. We love you. We love you. Twalumba kapati. Thank you.
Twalumba na musanza ibuza bakuhota mugabelehe ipeni njoma pegwa mutaka zumi niji mujintu.